You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Are you ready to rock?
This is where the world of pop culture and talk collide.
Hey, how you doing, kids?
This is the Adam and JP Show.
Well, hey.
Oh, hey there.
Come on in.
Oh,
Are you stretching?
Is this the door? Where's the couch?
Are you getting this stretch in?
What's going on?
Oh, it's been a week.
Yeah?
Yeah. I am prepared to have more fun today than a Donald Trump hotel suite.
Oh, wow. Hopefully not the same kind of fun.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
This is going to be a golden shower of fun.
This kind of feels like the last day of school, in a way.
Why?
Well, maybe some changes coming on.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get all into that on the Tuesday show.
Yeah.
If you like the Adam and JP show, well, it's going away.
You could say that.
No, we're not going anywhere.
Well, I mean, you could say that, though.
Maybe.
You could, and we'll say that.
You will.
Hang in, just wait for Tuesday.
We'll explain it all on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This has been, a year ago?
What's that?
A year ago when we made our Earth 2 visit.
Oh, yeah, Earth 2, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to talk about all of that. Like, we haven't talked about it.
No, but now it's safe. The NDA is up.
I figure after a year, whatever was discussed in that meeting belongs to us.
It hasn't been a year, but we'll say it's a different year. Can we
Roughly
say that?
a year.
It's a different year.
Yeah. Well, it was March, right?
The beginnings of it was around, the actual show itself was in July. No, it was May. It was Memorial Day. So it was May.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking about the meeting that we took.
Right, yeah.
Early last spring.
Yeah. That was almost a year ago. It was almost a year.
Because I remember we were talking about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like, Ghostbusters trailer had just dropped
Right.
or whatever.
And the founder.
Which, by the way,
finally coming out.
the founder,
Yeah.
starring Michael Keaton
Yeah.
as kind of the founder of McDonald's, Ray Kroc,
Yeah.
in theaters, wide release, next Friday.
Wide release, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's in limited release now.
That's going to flop. So I'm not saying it should, but it will flop
I don't
so
think
hard.
it's not going to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
In that sense, it might. But I think this is Michael Keaton's.
He's going to win awards, but as far as
yeah.
money coming in, it's not going to happen.
Nah. I don't know. I don't know. We've talked about it a lot.
I'm excited about it,
I
I love Michael Keaton. I see the trailers. I'm like, man, it's kind of boring looking.
I think this show alone has cultivated an interest in the
Think so?
founder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some guy on the radio last summer said it was his most anticipated movie of 2016.
What a maroon. I was reading an article earlier this week that Jon Peters, the producer on Batman, the one that's always like the kind of crazy guy, he was a hairdresser
Okay.
originally. Yeah, if you see the documentary about the Superman movie that didn't happen, whatever happened to the death of Superman returns,
Lives.
dies, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's in that documentary, and he's the one that Kevin Smith would meet with and
Oh, yeah.
had the wacky ideas about what they wanted in a movie. That's Jon Peters.
Okay, yeah. The Mechanical Spider.
Yeah, that guy. So he was also a producer on 1989's Batman. He was, if you watch the beginning of it, it says like a Peter Goober production or a Goober's Peter production, something along those
Goobers and Peters. There we go.
lines. Goobers and Peters.
Sorry.
Tonight on Goobers and Peters. It does sound like an 80s buddy cop TV show. You got me good that time, Goobers. Oh, Peters.
That's funny.
Dun, 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 dun. Jon Peters, producer on 1989's Batman, did an interview this last week and said that Michael Keaton was very upset with the fact that he was not able to have an affair with Kim Basinger, but Jon Peters did.
Oh, wow. Really?
They were both married at the time,
Wow.
Kim Basinger and Michael Keaton. But apparently Michael Keaton wanted to date Kim Basinger, and then Jon Peters swooped in. And then in a classic Jon Peters style, he's like, she was married to an abusive man at the time, and I stepped in and stopped him, and she instantly fell in love with me.
I'm looking up Jon Peters right now. It looks like a DB.
Mm-hmm.
DB Peters.
Yeah. This man has single-handedly ruined more comic culture stuff in the last 20 years than most can lay claim to. And Michael Keaton did an interview a couple of weeks ago and said that the reason why he didn't do Batman Forever, like he left after the second Batman movie, was because he read the script, heard that it wasn't going to be Tim Burton, and realized it was going to be a really bad movie. I think his exact words were, "I realized how shitty it was going to be."
You think he was right in that idea?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a quote from him, January 12th, 2017, not long ago. Yeah, Jon Peters says on HollywoodReporter.com, "I am the Trump of Hollywood," he says.
Huh. Well, everybody needs goals.
Wow.
I am the Trump of Hollywood. Don't believe me? Ask the maid that cleans up the hotel rooms afterwards.
This interview starts out in the first paragraph. It says, in his first interview in 10 years, when the loaded gun on the coffee table, the legendary former hairdresser turned producer and studio chief opens up about voting for Donald, kept secret from love of his life Barbara Streisand and his feud with Peter Guber and how it feels to collect huge paychecks on Superman movies for doing nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, this is the guy that didn't want Superman to fly.
Right, yeah.
I don't want him to fly.
How does someone like that get at that level?
People are tired of seeing Superman fly.
How does someone get at that level?
Well, he was Barbara Streisand's hairdresser. That's how he got his into being a producer. And was like a boyfriend to Barbara Streisand back in the day.
He was married to Leslie Ann Warren. How do I know that name?
Leslie Ann Warren is an actress.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That actress.
She's 70?
No way.
She is 70.
Really?
That's why, because the numbers weren't adding up to me.
Leslie Ann Warren is 70?
Leslie Ann Warren from Gone Country?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. Pure Country? Sorry, Pure Country?
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. Wow. She's 70 years old. Because they were married from 1967 until 1974. That's why I was like, it can't be that Leslie Ann Warren.
Wow.
But she is. I went to her page and she is 70 years old. LAW is.
Jon Peters.
Wow.
A Goober Peters production. Dun, 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 dun. So you hinted at last week you kind of wanted to do the best of 2016.
I did, yeah.
This week.
Yeah. My personal favorite games we'll talk about in a bit.
Oh, your games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, in general. You want to do? Yeah, I do want to do that.
Well, I mean, I
do.
I do. Okay.
I thought you meant to lead into Gamers Corner. I was like, that's awful soon.
You're right now.
Right now?
We'll talk about the best games of 2016.
Is this one of? This maybe? No, we won't say it.
What?
But if things happen in the future and things would change up, this could be one of the last Gamers Corners we'll ever hear.
You're really making this more foreboding than it actually is.
That's the point.
I keep trying to build drama.
Tuned in,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think Walking Dead's done it for 7 years now?
It's true. They come back February 12th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a real lull here because nothing that I watch is on right now. There's nothing new coming out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst time of the year. Everything's on hiatus, and there's no baseball to watch. When do pitchers and catchers report?
I have no idea what that means.
Pitchers and catchers report for spring training.
Are they before everyone else?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have to be.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Pitchers and catchers report to spring training about 2 weeks before everybody else.
That would suck for a catcher. Like, you just kind of catch, but you have to be there earlier than everyone else.
Yeah, but that's why you do it. It's because you develop that chemistry between the pitchers and the catchers.
Still, it's not, it's like nothing against that, but at Hardee's, the fantastic fast food chain, the biscuit baker has to be there way before everyone else.
Yeah.
Because they bake biscuits.
Yeah, they got to make the biscuits.
That's not much money. But you've got to wake up 4 hours before everyone else because you bake the biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
You have a flour on your apron. That's sad.
But you get to go home before everybody else too.
The catchers of MLB are the biscuit bakers of the fast food world.
Kind of. They kind of are.
Yeah, think about it.
But the pitchers also make the more money.
The pitchers do. The catchers do not. That's what I'm
true.
saying. They've got to show up early, do the work, and they're getting right fielder pay.
That's good. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. The biscuit bakers.
So we're gonna do the best of 2016.
Yeah, let's do it
this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're recording this on Friday the 13th.
Right.
Do you have a fear of Friday the 13th?
I have a joy of it.
You love Friday the 13th.
I do. Yeah.
Not the movie.
Yeah, but it's all correlated to that. When I hear those 3 words, I think of Jason Voorhees. I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly, if I had cable, I'm sure on some channel right now, it's a marathon of Friday the 13th movies. I would imagine.
Probably.
It used to be.
Probably.
Back in my cable days.
Wink, wink. Wait, that's Psycho. What's the Friday the?
Yeah. There you go. That.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you have a fear of?
It used to be heights, but I mean, not anymore, I guess. I think if I still had like a normal height, I'd be afraid and sweaty palms.
Like if you went up on the Chrysler Building,
yeah,
that would be too high for
and like
you.
leaned over. Like I'm still afraid of heights.
Yeah,
but
not flying.
Right. That's so outrageous.
Do you have what's the fear of Friday the 13th called? The number 13?
Is there a phobia for that?
I have it here. I can't pronounce it.
Let me look it up. Phobia for the number 13? Is that what we're looking up?
Yeah. Actually, I have some Friday the 13th facts.
Oh yeah, tell me about them. Ooh, that's a tough word.
Yeah, sound that out.
I would say triskaidekaphobia. I would say
Trisket. It's the fear of Triscuits.
triskaidekaphobia.
Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
But I love Triscuits.
Weird.
This is all like facts around Friday the 13th and the number 13 in general.
But why is Friday so? What's the problem? What's wrong with Wednesday the
Some
13th?
say it goes back. It's biblical in origin. That that Christ was crucified on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at like the portrait of the Last Supper and you think about the story of the Last Supper, 13 were in attendance of the Last Supper before Christ was crucified on a Friday. So Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
And what other? During World War II, 5 German bombs hit Buckingham Palace in the UK on Friday, September 13th, 1940. Destroyed the Palace Chapel. It was part of Adolf Hitler's strategic Blitz bombing campaign. So these are just things that have happened on Friday the 13th. October 13th, 1989. Wow. It was Friday the 13th in October, the month of Halloween.
Right. The Friday the 13th, yeah.
The U.S. Stock Exchange suffered a major crash. The day is sometimes referred to as Black Friday. Believe it or not. It's estimated that every Friday the 13th cost the U.S. economy approximately $800 to $900 million in losses.
Damn.
According to the Stress Management Center and Phobia Institute, I want to work there.
Yeah.
Where do you work? Stress Management Center and Phobia Institute.
That sounds fun.
Because many people
Triscuits.
Many people refuse to do business or travel by air on Friday the 13th. So it costs the economy $800 to $900 million. British filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock was born on August 13th, 1899, which was a Friday. He was supposed to make his directorial debut with a film called Number 13, which never saw the light of day due to financial problems.
Oh, because he died on Friday the 13th.
Believe it or not.
I just thought about this. The classic Jason Voorhees horror movie, Friday the 13th, did that even take place on Friday the 13th? Why was that called that?
I assume it did.
Weird. Like, I know those movies and have seen them many times, and I love the franchise, but I can't think of why in the hell it's called Friday the 13th.
I mean, it would have to have taken place on Friday the 13th, right?
Was that when he died in the lake, or when
Yeah,
the
that
other
would
kids
be-
were? Or was that both? Why am I not knowing the answer to that?
I don't know.
I'll look it up later.
Why is it called Friday the 13th? The Viva Las Vegas wedding chapels in Las Vegas, Nevada offer special zombie, vampire, and horror-themed wedding ceremonies on Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. If you'd only known that
Finally knew.
last month, you guys could have gone to Vegas.
Dang it.
On October 13th, 1307, which was a Friday, and this is what I've always heard was the genesis of Friday the 13th, this story. October 13th, 1307, was a Friday. King Philip IV of France ordered his officers to raid the homes of the Knights Templar, who were warrior monks during the Crusades. Hundreds of the Knights Templar were subjected to torture and forced confessions, and they forced confessions from them. More than 100 succumbed to death in the process. That's what I've always heard was the genesis of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. Never knew that.
Maybe I know that because I saw that Tom Hanks movie.
Which one?
The Da Vinci Code.
Oh, I've never seen that still.
Yeah.
Weird, huh?
I think that's the beginning of the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah?
Was that whole story.
Really?
About the Knights Templar and Friday the 13th.
Really?
For a month to have a Friday on the 13th day, it must begin on a Sunday.
Well, that makes sense. Math and all.
Yeah. Hotel and hospital buildings often skip the 13th floor, and airports sometimes don't have a gate number 13. Have you ever been in a building that have a 13th floor?
I've seen that in movies and TV shows, but never
I've
seen
actually
it.
been, and when I first learned that,
Uh-huh.
I started looking whenever I get in an elevator to see if there was a 13th floor.
Weird.
A lot of times, there's not one.
Why? It's just a number, guys. Come on.
Former U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt reportedly had a great fear of Friday the 13th. He avoided starting a trip on Friday, wasn't keen on traveling on the 13th day of any month. It would never host 13 people at a dinner table. On the other side, pop star Taylor Swift believes 13 is her lucky number. And has some connections with Friday the 13th. I was born on the 13th. I turned 13 on Friday the 13th. My first album went gold in 13 weeks. My first number one song had a 13-second intro. She told MTV in 2009.
Wow.
And finally, Friday the 13th occurs twice in 2017. January and October.
Ooh.
Believe it.
Look at that.
Or not.
I
So there
found
you
the Friday the 13th Wikia.com of the timeline of the horror series.
Oh, okay.
So in 1958, Friday, June 13th, Pamela Voorhees, driven mad with grief over her son's presumed death, kills 2 counselors at Camp Crystal Lake. The killer is not apprehended, and the camp is soon shut down in 1958. So later on, in 1979, on Friday, June 13th, Pamela Voorhees goes on a killing spree at Camp Crystal Lake, trying to stop the camp from being reopened. She kills Steve Christie and 6 of his newly hired counselors. And each sequel after that has something to do with Friday the 13th. I had no idea. Why have I never known that?
Well, it is called Friday the 13th.
I'm aware of that, but I just don't remember them speaking of the date. Maybe I missed that somewhere.
Well, it is riveting dialogue.
So there we go. Do you have any fear? Have you said, even if you don't have a superstition, say you have to say you have a superstition, what would that be of?
A superstition?
Yeah, superstition. What will you never do or not touch or walk over or look at?
I'm not very superstitious.
Yeah? I'm still weird about stepping on cracks.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't go out of my way, but if I can, I'm looking down, I won't step on one.
I purposely step on cracks.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there's a crack there. There's a crack there.
My poor mom's back.
And it's always your mom, I think,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I used to, this is a superstition, but speaking on walking on things, I was such an inside and outside fat kid when I was younger. In the mall, like in the department stores like Dillard's and Macy's, they all had this white marble floor, but it was swirled with like a black dark marble. And I thought of those tiles as vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup on there. And I would only step on the ones with the most chocolate syrup on there. So
Really?
I had to have like a lot of chocolate. I would hop around and get the most chocolate.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were so driven by your sweet tooth.
It's fun. So yeah, go to the mall, look at department stores.
It defined your gait when you walked.
Look at their look at their marble floors, and you'll see vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup on there. And you will want the most syrup.
Okay. Is there a lot of those left?
I think so. I mean,
Did they go with that? That just seems like a very 70s, 80s.
Is it not anymore? I don't know.
Pretty much, isn't it all just white?
Is it?
Like speckled white?
No more chocolate syrup?
I don't know.
Oh, man. So what is your, if you had to have one superstition?
Well, I did have one superstition when I was a kid. It's kind of dark.
What's that?
I believed if I wore socks to bed, my parents wouldn't fight while I was asleep.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty dark, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Well,
Yeah. I gotta make sure I wear socks to bed.
let's bring it back to the chocolate floors, can we?
Sure. Yeah. Happier thoughts. But that's true.
Yeah.
That's probably like the only like superstition I can think of in my life.
I
I did have that when I was a kid for about a year.
I thought of it a few days ago. I can't sleep with any kind of limb off of the bed, be it arm or foot. I can't do it. Like 3 nights ago, I thought about that. I'm like, I'm grown up now. I can do that. I put my arm over the edge, almost touching the floor. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. Something's gonna grab me.
Is that a fear or because you think somebody will grab you?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one.
What's that?
And it's hilarious. Like I do have a fear that one day I'm gonna be sitting on a toilet and a snake's gonna come up.
Oh yeah.
I do have that fear. Like I think about that a lot.
I've had visions for a long time of, and I always open them slowly. There's a closed stall door. I've just had this vision since I was a small kid. I'm going to open up and see a dead body in there. Is that weird?
Really?
So, if I do it today, I'll go in a stall door and slowly open it, like just fear of what I'm going to find behind the door.
Yeah.
I could have seen too many horror movies, maybe played too many video games, but that is my fear I have.
I do kind of have a fear that when I go, I'm going to go on the toilet like Elvis.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to go.
Is it?
Just let me buckle my pants first.
That's why
At least give me a pull-up.
I try not to strain at all. Ever.
What?
Yeah.
You just let it come out?
If it takes 30 minutes.
Wow.
I'm not straining.
Just let gravity do its job?
Yeah.
That seems...
Because I think that's how the king went.
That seems tricky.
It seems tricky.
The gravity pull? I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
You must have like a loose hole there or something. I don't know. You gotta get your O-ring checked out. I'm not sure.
But no matter how long it takes, there's a difference in pushing and straining.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm all or nothing.
Really?
I'm like I am right now, or just veins popping, eyes red. And honestly, you and Elvis have lived very different lives. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah, but we're very close to the same age.
Yeah, but once again, he lived a very different life.
Yeah.
He would take pills to wake up, pills to go to sleep.
How do you know I don't do that?
Well, that's a good point.
What if that turned out I was like the biggest opiate fiend you've ever met, and you had no idea all these years?
I just take all these pills and just sit on the toilet for hours. I do nothing. I just sit there and let it come out.
And I just eat banana and peanut butter sandwiches.
Just let it soft serve right there.
Wow.
What?
That's disgusting.
Still PG, right?
Soft serve.
13? PG-13?
Oh. The unlucky number 13?
Ha! Comes back full circle.
What fears do you have? Okay, I guess those are fears. Do you have any phobias?
I have a fear of water as well. Not like bathing water, but I can't swim.
Well, I can't swim.
And
I guess that would be one of mine too.
Yeah.
Because I will not get in water over my head.
Yeah. I think that'd be one of the worst ways to die is by drowning, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Just that, ugh. Sometimes I get too much water in my nose in the shower and I freak out. This is the big one.
I'm coming for you.
I'm going down.
Oh, I also have a fear of, because this actually happened to me once, and once it happened to me, it became a fear that that recurs a lot. I was in a meeting. This is when I was like a program director in Clarksville, and we had this meeting. It was like a lunch meeting with like the head of programming of the company, and it was this big deal, and I was supposed to like impress him and all this. So we go to a restaurant to eat, and it's going to be like a dinner meeting, and I get choked and start coughing, and it's like the most disgusting thing. Like I tried to fight it and I couldn't, and so it happened to happen like I'd taken a sip of tea. And so, like, I'm trying to, like, cover my mouth because I'm choking, and then, like, the tea squirts through my fingers a little bit. And so now I have a fear of, like, choking in public like that again.
What did you choke on?
It was just like, I don't know, chicken tenders and tea.
Ooh, chicken tenders and tea.
Yeah. Oh, that's another good name. And so, yes, I take it, like, I take a swig of tea. A swig of tea, as they say in the South. And he's like, so, what we're looking for is we really want to increase the... So embarrassing.
Just the visual of you with your hand over your
my
mouth.
My hands over my
the
mouth.
Squirts of tea coming
and
to the
tea
fingers.
just coming through like the creases of my fingers as I reenact it for you right now. Just coming out. So I've always had a fear of, like, especially being in like an important meeting like that.
Oh, man.
So if you ever go with me to like with a meeting with anybody, I try not to eat or drink because it happened once, and it happened to be around the time when President Bush choked on a chip during a football party or something like that, Super Bowl party.
He had a lot of problems, didn't he?
Yeah, or a pretzel.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when Bush choked on a pretzel?
When he threw up that guy's lap.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy was like, well, I guess if it happened to the president, then I can't fault it happening to you, as I'm like trying to wipe myself down with a napkin. So bad.
It's pretty funny, though.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't.
Yeah.
When it seemed like my career depended upon that. Turns out it didn't. I ended up quitting that job like a month later anyways.
Really?
Yeah. So, I don't think I have any other phobias. Well, I don't like spiders, and I don't like snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
But
is it phobia level? I don't know.
My big fear of animals. The only one I don't mind.
My dog.
I don't mind snakes. I don't mind spiders. But slugs, man, I can't do it.
Really?
They're like zombie snakes. I can't handle that.
Slugs?
I can't. Ooh, I could handle a snake all day, but I look at a slug and I just want to run away.
When was the last time you handled a snake?
I guess elementary school. They brought them there and let us touch them and things.
Like a python?
Yeah, I
Like
can't
a
remember.
Burmese python?
I can't remember what it was. It was yellow.
Like a boa constrictor?
I don't think that. That would probably kill me.
Yeah. It might have been a constrictor. Was it big and yellow?
It was good size, yeah.
I think that might have been a constrictor of some sort.
But yeah, people have fears of snakes, and I'm fine with that. But slugs, man, I can't.
I don't mind slugs.
Even thinking about it, I'm cringing thinking about it.
I mean, they're not my favorite, especially like when you see them move and there's that trail after they've moved. You know what? Take care of that.
What's that?
Little salt.
Yeah, it's fun.
Takes care
If
of
I got
that.
close enough to do it. I've seen it from afar.
So would you ever
I can't get close.
eat snails?
No. God, no. That's a slug with a shell on it.
You would never eat escargot?
No, never.
I've never had escargot.
That and caviar won't happen.
I will not eat caviar.
Mm-mm.
You don't like the idea of eating fish eggs?
No, not so much.
That is kind of disgusting.
Not so much.
So there you go.
I found a Google image search for department store marble floor, and I'm finding my chocolate sauce. They're out there somewhere.
Yeah, you have to go to like a J.C. Penney or a Sears before they all close down.
Yeah. I have like just a lot of, as long as fears and all that, a lot of sleeping and bedtime fears. That sounds very childish, but like I said, I can't have my limbs hanging over the bed. I need all doors closed. I can't have any doors open while I'm sleeping. I should have thoughts of things I see in the dark. And I think my color blindness has something to do with that.
Don't you wear a mask now? So what does it matter?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time I do now. But some like people that aren't colorblind, I've noticed, can see better in the dark than I can, if that makes any sense. Like people's eyes adjust to the dark and they can see. Never. I mean, it's always pitch black for me if it's in the dark.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, this could be a problem as you get older.
Probably so. So I have a nearby light I use at nighttime if I have to
A little nightlight?
do things.
A little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle nightlight?
I do.
Heroes in a Half Shell?
No,
I bet it's an Incredible Hulk.
No.
Who is it?
No, it's an actual like a light switch
Oh.
from the closet.
Oh,
And I
okay.
flip it and it illuminates the whole room for me enough to go if I have to go do things.
But you do have a Hulk nightlight.
I don't think so. I know I used to.
Yeah.
I don't think anymore though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm almost middle-aged. I'm middle-aged.
Okay.
We can say it.
I've seen your Hulk bathroom.
It's true, but not a nightlight.
Complete with a purple towel and green
It
wallpaper.
brings the room together.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wallpaper. What is it, the 90s?
Whatever it is you put up in the paint. Yeah. Is that a lost art? Wallpaper? Nobody puts up wallpaper anymore,
Talking
do
to
they?
someone about that, a friend of my wife is building a brand new house. Like she has the plans, they're building it from the ground up, and one of her rooms has wallpaper in there. We were talking about that.
Really?
Yeah, she came over last week and was telling us about her wallpaper experience in a brand new home. She's wallpapering it.
Why?
I had no idea. I'm like, wow, really? That's a thing? Wow. And they told me it's coming back. It's like usually for accent walls. You know, some people, they'll do normal paint for 3 walls, but that one wall is like an accent wall, and you change it up every year or so with new wallpaper. It's an accent wall.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not my thing.
Why didn't you just make all 4 the same color?
Clearly, I have no designing skills. I have a Hulk bathroom and a Star Wars room, like you said. It's like I've got nothing to go on here.
Dun, 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 dun. 2016. Quite a year, Adam.
It was something else.
A lot has been made about the year of 2016.
Yeah.
Some have called it the worst year in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
I don't go that far.
Pretty rough.
It was a year.
As far as like celebrity, I think that's what made the bad, put the damper on things.
All the celebrity deaths.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
David Bowie.
Yeah. Prince.
Carrie Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Just a lot. I'll go out on the list, but it'd be too sad.
The Supreme Court Justice, what was his name?
Oh, Scalia?
Scalia.
Is it Scalia? Whatever. It's
Scalia.
Scalia.
Yeah. So, but there were some good things too. And so let's have this. Let's put together your
Yeah. Well, off the top of my head, do you want to go
like TV? Like what were some of the highlights from TV?
Of course, Stranger Things.
Yep.
We spoke of. Just Netflix in general had a lot of good, solid things. The Crown was good. Actually, finally enjoyed some Walking Dead. I have caught up on the back seasons and especially the current stuff. The Walking Dead has me as a moderate fan right now. I'm not huge into it, but I enjoy it.
Daredevil season 2 was pretty strong.
Right.
That was 2015.
Right.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Wasn't that early last year?
That was early 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Luke Cage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was Jessica Jones 2015? It doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure it was early 2016.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
All those series were really
Right.
strong. on
Netflix in general. I
Good
think-
year for Netflix.
Yeah. I think they're doing it right.
The Mr. Show guys.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk and what is his name? Regardless, we'll look it up during the break. I always forget his name.
Me too, for some reason. He's the one.
I just listened to a podcast last week that he did a voice on. Like
Yeah.
it was a drama,
Yeah. Oh, man.
and he was on there, and I recognized his voice. I can never think of his name. Regardless, they had a short-run Netflix series.
David Cross.
David Cross, thank you. Bob Odenkirk, David Cross did a Mr. Show type series on Netflix last year. I thought it was really good. So it was a really good year for Netflix.
Yeah, you're more the TV guy. What kind of like network TV shows we watched? Into your CW things, like your DC people?
Yeah,
No?
I got back in Legends of Tomorrow. Kind of had most of its run in 2016.
Yeah. So, quick list on yours. If you had to do like a top 5 TV shows of 2016, what do you say for you?
Westworld.
That's number 1 for you?
Stranger Things is probably number 1.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to list them because
Okay,
they're all
okay,
like
that's
really
fine.
good.
Yeah.
But if I had to,
Stranger Things is number 1.
Stranger Things is number
It
1.
should be.
Westworld is going to be up there. CNN did a series called the 80s.
Yeah.
Because they've done the 60s, the 70s, and this last year they did the 80s.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because when we talked with
I love those series.
with Mr. Pac-Man, Billy Mitchell last year.
Billy Mitchell.
He was interviewing for that.
For
in
the
that
80s.
process. Yeah.
Right. That finally aired this last year. It's on Netflix now, too.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, I
go to
saw that.
Yeah. Made in America. The
Eddie Murphy movie?
No.
Oh, it's coming. Sorry.
The O.J. Simpson
Wait,
story.
wasn't that the Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson movie?
Made in America?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I rewatched that in 2016. It was
I knew
fantastic.
there was a joke there somewhere.
I caught that on TV. No, the ESPN OJ doc, Made in America. That could be like non-genre the biggest highlight
Yeah.
of 2016 television. I thought that was just outstanding. Like it was riveting. Like it really stuck me in.
Yeah.
The way it wasn't just about OJ. It was basically American culture through the rise of OJ Simpson, through the murders, and then kind of a postscript of what, that whole memorabilia robbery. But yeah, I thought those would probably be highlights. But see, and the CW stuff.
Yeah.
Though I will say so far, I think probably season 2 of The Flash is better than season 3.
Really?
But it's only halfway through. So it's not fair to judge any of these shows on half a season. I think what's been most disappointing is there's no new show that premiered in 2016 on network that just became one of my instant favorites. There's several that I watched that are pretty good, but nothing really just kind of like quickly rose to, this is one of my favorites of all time. It didn't happen.
What is it Netflix is doing to make their content so much better? What's happening?
I think it's the money they have in. And they don't have to answer to any sort of network schedule.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to have their show out for the fall premieres.
And if you look at a show of every single one of your favorite shows on network, they're the exact same amount of time down to the second each episode because of commercial time and slots. Whereas a Netflix show, sometimes Daredevil is 57 minutes, sometimes it's an hour and 2 minutes. It's just around that mark. I think that allows them that creative breath they need to help that too. It's a big deal, I think, for that.
The only thing I would say about some of the Netflix shows would be maybe do shorter runs.
Think so?
I think that really, like Luke Cage. Like Luke Cage could have been 2-3 episodes shorter and been fine.
Yeah.
Same thing with Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jessica Jones. Like they could have shortened the series and still been as good or better.
Yeah. I'm close to finishing the OA on Netflix.
Oh, that's the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started to be not so good.
Really?
Yeah. Once you find out what the OA stands for, it's meh.
Is it like Orange County? Oh, sorry, that was the OC.
Yeah, watch it. It's only 8 episodes.
Old assholes. Once you find out the OA is about old assholes.
It's worth watching. It's just one of those shows where the main character you don't care about.
Yeah.
They could die or live. You don't care either way.
He lives, he
Yeah,
dies.
whichever.
So let's go to film. What were
Okay.
some of your film highlights?
I'm trying not to go strictly comic book movies, but I'll have to go that. Chronologically, of course, Deadpool pretty much began the year for us, and
Right.
Valentine's Day. Loved it. I knew I would like it, but I liked it more than I thought I would. So I was a fan of that. Of course, Civil War to me was, in my opinion, probably my favorite movie of the year. I had no other reaction to any movie except from that one. So that was probably my 2016.
Not Independence Day Resurgence?
No, that was not good.
Oh.
So, of course, yeah, Civil War happened. Doctor Strange was a good surprise for me. I went in with, honestly, no real knowledge of that character and no expectations at all, and I think maybe that's what led me to like it so much.
Right.
But I did like that quite a bit. What else was there? What else have I seen that I liked? Trolls. I'm not a huge animated movie fan, but I love Trolls.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I have an animated movie on my list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got to throw Trolls in there. That's what hits me the biggest. I'm sure there are many I'm forgetting about. Batman v Superman was a flop for me. Suicide Squad was even more of a flop to me because I hyped it up so much in my head, and it was nothing close to what I wanted.
Did
for
you
me,
see
on all
X-Men
fronts-
Apocalypse?
I did.
Yeah.
It was very mad to me. It was a small notch above Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, small notch above Suicide Squad. Batman v Superman way at the bottom.
Yeah.
So in general, I think DC just, I'm beating the dead horse here, but DC disappointed me greatly in the movies this year. And
Do
Marvel
you think they
the exact
bounce back in
opposite.
2017 with Wonder Woman and Justice League?
No.
You have no hope for Justice League?
I'm past giving them. I'll see it, but I'm past. Like, this is the one.
This could be a good place for you, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you've given up all hope.
That's true. I'll go. Once again, I'll go see them. But because I got fooled with Suicide Squad. And that was a good learning point for me in my life. Every single awesome trailer I see does not equate a good movie.
Right.
So no matter how much more fun and upbeat and cheerful and happy and cool these Justice League trailers will look, I'm not sold. I'll be there most likely opening night. I'm buying the ticket, but I'm not buying that I'll like it.
I don't know. I think I got suckered in with that first Justice League trailer.
Yeah, I almost did. I'm like, oh yeah, the Suicide Squad
No,
trailer.
I forgot.
Don't ever forget
Yeah,
how
I know.
good those trailers were.
Never forget.
Never forget how good those were. I mean, I can't think of any trailers, any advertising scheme that was better in 2016 than Suicide Squad.
Well, I mean, like I said about Suicide Squad, I enjoyed that movie way more than you did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But I will say, probably not as much as the trailer had given me hope to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
I tried not to go all comic movies, but I had to. Besides Trolls, I can't think of what else.
I have Zootopia on my list.
Okay, see, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I thought Zootopia was a really good movie. Just it was fun, and then there's there's a little something you can learn while you're enjoying it too.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the Disney animated movies. That's the only Disney movie. Well, Disney animated movie.
Right.
That I saw this year. Civil War is definitely near the top. I have Rogue One.
I was going to say, yeah.
Near the top of my list.
Yeah.
That may be my favorite movie. But also, I also really enjoyed Sully with Tom Hanks.
I need to see that.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty strong movie. I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't get like any Golden Globe nominations because it seems like that kind of movie that would garner that stuff.
I think, was it the year before? Was that the award season for that? I believe it was.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it came out in theaters in 2015, right? Did it
No,
not?
it was in 2016.
Was it 16?
Yeah, I went to see it just a few months ago. It seemed like it was around Thanksgiving.
Really? In theaters?
In theaters, yeah.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
I think your time lapses.
No,
Sure?
the
Really?
Tom Hanks movie. You're
Yeah.
thinking Bridge of Spies.
No, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Oh, that was the Tom Hanks movie last
I never
last
heard
year.
of that one.
But yeah, I like that one. I thought Magnificent Seven was good.
Yeah.
Of course, Civil War and Doctor Strange, both highlights. But yeah, Rogue One,
That's your
even
one,
after
huh?
we talked about it last week,
Yeah.
I thought Rogue One was really, really good, really strong.
Yeah.
It's way up there on my list.
Interesting.
So, anything that any surprises from 2016? We kind of touched on this a little bit last week.
As far as movies go?
Anyway,
In
anything.
general?
What did you discover in 2016?
Oh, wow. That, once again, DC cannot make a proper movie.
Yeah.
Is that just me? I don't know. And the fact that you saw the extended version of Batman v Superman, 3+ hours long,
Yeah.
and said it was a much better film,
It's a much better film.
I think it takes away. You shouldn't need over 3 hours to tell your story.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, it's still a troubled film, but it's better when you see the longer version. But I still can't take anything away from Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh no, not at all. No,
I still think that was the strongest part of that movie.
for sure.
Sadly, it wasn't Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But what about podcasting? Well, what have you found in the world of podcasting this year?
Still way too many out there.
Yeah. Well, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. It's
It's like,
becoming,
what's your favorite YouTube channel?
right. Yeah. It's just becoming a lot more mainstream, which is good. I'm not hating on that, but it's harder to make yourself be heard and be found. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've noticed just a change in like the popular podcast. It's going a different route, really,
Yeah.
than what I expected it to.
I like that you're starting to see more produced podcasts in the sense of audio dramas.
Yeah.
Our friend Brooke turned me on to a couple of dramas this year. Life After and The Message from GE and Panoply. And those are really good. I thought those were good. Did I discover any others that I started listening to that I wasn't? That's kind of my thing for 2017. I'm trying to find new podcasts to listen to. I started listening to Alec Baldwin's last night.
How was that?
He interviewed Questlove, and Questlove is so fascinating that I loved it.
Yeah.
But that's one episode. So
They just started that one?
it seems like he's been doing it for 2 years.
Oh, really?
When you
Wow.
go back and you see, I saw episodes from 2015.
That's the thing, man. Everyone's doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's doing it.
Everybody, get a podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Any surprises as far as like TV?
I was surprised
Film.
I enjoyed Jessica Jones as much as I would.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of
To
surprising.
me, that was a big shock. Like,
Yeah.
I liked Jessica Jones more than Daredevil Season 2.
And along those lines, I think I'm surprised that Luke Cage may be my favorite of those Marvel series.
Yeah.
Because it was so strong.
Could agree on that, yeah.
Um,
Even with Luke Cage, I mean, the actor himself, kind of, to me, a kind of a weak performance, but took nothing away from the series in a whole.
Yeah.
When you see him acting, that's his chops really aren't there. It's totally physically Luke Cage, what the guy looks like.
Have
I
you
think his
seen-
delivery wasn't the best.
have you seen the Defender stuff that came out online this week?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
excited.
You see, like, starting to see all the characters mixing it up with each other.
Yeah.
And, like we predicted, the Defenders is going to pick up with Luke Cage going back to jail, which makes perfect sense because that's the perfect intro for Matt Murdock,
Yeah.
I thought. So we're going to continue with gaming 2016?
Yeah, let's do some Gamers Corner in a bit.
I bet you got some Nintendo Switch news.
I do. Nintendo Switch news coming soon.
Next.
Hey everyone, this amazing ESO Network show is brought to you by our fine sponsor, Amazon.com. Please remember to shop Amazon for all your geeky needs, no matter what time of the year it is. All you need to do is go to esopodcast.com/ESO Amazon, or click on the Amazon banner on the ESO Network webpage to go to our e-store. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, that's enough of me babbling for now. Now on with your regular scheduled show.
Grab your joystick.
This game is an atrocity.
It's time for Gamers Corner.
I think it'll make a person become insane.
Gamers Corner brought to you by a new friend of ours, Buttrey Designs, Adam,
Yes.
the official illustrator and graphic designer for Adam and JP.
Fantastic art. Buttrey.design is the website.
If you go to adamandjp.com right now, on the homepage, you can see some of the art, some of the fan art from Buttrey.designs, and also there's a whole gallery on our website now. You can find, like Adam said, Buttrey.design. He does commissions. He does commissions of original stuff.
Yeah, many convention appearances around the Tennessee area, so check him out for sure.
Yeah, so we've known Adam a long time, and it's exciting to kind of bring him on board now. So go to adamandjp.com and check out Buttrey Designs right there on the homepage. Hey, look,
Hey,
it's the first Gamers Corner of 2017.
it's been almost a month since we had a Gamers Corner.
and the last.
It's
It's Adam.
That's so sad. It's true, though. We'll talk about it more in a bit, or in a few days. But we do have, for the last time maybe, some gaming new releases, you know.
Oh, gaming new releases, you say?
Yeah, we do. This is sad.
Gaming new releases.
This is sad to do.
I had to get in twice if this is going to be the last one.
Oh, man. So it's been a while since we've done this, but
It's been a while. I'm going to get everything that we've ever done in Gamers Corner in
Okay.
this one.
being gone for a month, but that month being over the holidays and Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, a lot of games did and did not come out, such as this Fruit Ninja VR. If you're a Fruit Ninja fan,
That sounds terrible.
now you can play that in the virtual reality realm. Fruit Ninja VR. How about finally? This is a pretty good one. The Telltale series of The Walking Dead, called A New Frontier. The story of Clementine continues, and basically a season 3 of The Walking Dead, a Telltale series. If you're a fan of that franchise, now's your time for it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ooh.
It's so cold.
We have 4 more games left.
Okay.
I'll start with maybe the best one. That's Watch Dogs 2. It's a sequel to a.
That does look good.
It's pretty good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for all platforms. Watch Dogs 2 did come out. We do have, on the PS4 only, the lowest rating of any game in the past 3 months. They got a cumulative 2 out of 10 is the rating, and that is Monster Jam. Crush it. Oh. It's the last can bop.
Maybe.
For the PS4, if you're a fan of Monster Trucks, Bigfoot, Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
See, everyone's a fan of that. Even he knows Gravedigger. Check out Monster Jam Crush It.
Sunday.
On the PS4. Also, on the PS4, Mahjong Deluxe 3 came out.
Oh, well, that sounds boring.
It looks pretty bad. Last but not least, but maybe least, on the PS4, this has a cumulative Metacritic score of 4 out of 10. Yeah, I know you love playing this game. I know you love going to bars, putting your money in, putting your fingers around that big orange rifle, and you put it to your chest. And you love playing Big Buck Hunter Arcade, and that's on the PS4 now. You can play that.
Do you have I
think the peripheral of the gun is available.
Gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Big orange gun?
Yep.
I got big orange.
But that's all I have for gaming new releases.
So what are you going to do now?
Maybe some gaming news, I guess.
Gaming news. For the last time, Carrara.
Oh, man. Sad.
Yeah.
Gaming news.
Spanning the globe, bringing you the biggest in gaming news. Here's Adam with gaming news.
Wow. You did want to bring it all back, didn't you? Just a few short hours ago, we had the Nintendo Switch, the brand new Nintendo console, announced. The release date of it, the price of it, the specs of it, the features. And it's time for us to talk about that. So.
Okay.
Announced. The Nintendo Switch, the predecessor, or the one that's coming after, the successor of the Nintendo Wii U is happening. Available March 3rd, 2017, across the globe
for
$299.
Less than $300.
Let's say $300. It's $299.99 before tax. We'll say that. So with that price point and that short span of 6 weeks from now, do you see yourself buying a Nintendo Switch in the year of 2017?
No. Next.
What have I told you? Let me go through some features, because here's the deal.
Okay.
I think I'm sold.
Okay.
I think I'm sold. Online components.
You should go to a timeshare thing.
Online components such as this. Online play, paid online play for the first time in a Nintendo console ever is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
So it's going to cost you even more money.
The 360's had it for 10 years now. The PlayStation's had it for about the past 4 or 5 years with PlayStation Network or PS Plus. And now, the Nintendo, for the first time ever in its history of video gaming, will have a paid online service. The good thing is that begins in the fall of 2017. So much like your favorite drug dealer, they give you a little bit for free for 6 months, and then the fall of 2017, you have to pay for it.
Pay to play.
That's an odd thing, right?
Nah.
And here's the deal with that as well. The online components, such as friend invites, with game invites, with chat messages, all this can be done with a Nintendo Switch, but being Nintendo, not in your traditional way. You have to use an app through your smart device to use the online components with your Nintendo friends and your chat devices. It's kind of cool, right? So instead of using your controller, you got to go to your phone. Hey, JP, want to play some
Dr. Mario?
Gyromite?
Dr. Want to play Hogan's Alley?
So if you don't know anything about the Nintendo Switch, hopefully you do by now, but imagine a normal console, you plug in your TV and play. You have the controller. That's cool. All right. The cool thing is you can take the two sides on the left and right of this controller, leaving the middle part. These are now called Joy-Con controllers is the name of these. No longer controllers, no longer the waggle control, no longer the gamepad from the Wii U, but Joy-Con controllers. You can take those, flop them onto the actual console itself. In the middle of that console is a little iPad deal.
Right.
The new gamepad. So you pop that on the left side, pop it on the right side. You take it off the dock, and now you have a Nintendo gamepad. Imagine an iPad you can play on the go anywhere.
So you can play Hogan's Alley on the bus.
You could play Skyrim on the bus.
I don't think
that's what you can do.
I don't think we're there yet.
That's what the console is there to play that on the go. So you can do this with a Joy-Con controllers. Not only that, the little iPad, little screen monitor gamepad you have there has almost a picture frame prop to it. So you can take this out. You and I could prop it up on a coffee table. Use that as our TV/monitor. I give you one of the, like say the left Joy-Con. I take the right Joy-Con, flip it sideways. It now becomes an NES controller. We can play 2-player games on our actual Nintendo Switch right there.
Turn that sumbitch sideways.
Yeah. So battery life for this console on the go is between 2 and 6 hours with a full charge, depending on the game. They say playing the new Zelda game takes about 4 hours to do the full charge down. But there are big games coming out in the first year of its release, such as a new Mario Kart Deluxe. We have Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, which is
I bet there's going to be a Zelda game in there.
There is for sure. There's a new Super Mario game coming out, a nice 3D 64-style Mario. People love that. Like you said, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild won't be a launch title, but it comes out shortly after, apparently. A new FIFA game. So for the first time in the world, you can take a full console FIFA sports game and play that on the go. Like we said, for the first time in over a decade, the third-party support is back to the Nintendo name. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim will be playable on the go and in your living room. Minecraft, that's a big one. One of the top-selling games of all time will be on the Nintendo Switch, and a new Just Dance game. Because as well,
Got a doo-doo?
Got a doo-doo. The Joy-Con controllers have the motion control. So the big appeal to this was when the press conference started, they had a history of Nintendo, and this was what sold me. They had the NES, the first console to ever have the D-pad, the up, down, left, right. Before that, we played consoles with a joystick. This one had the D-pad. Mm-hmm. So after that, you had the Super Nintendo, which invested in the multiple buttons. You had 4 buttons instead of 2. After that, you had the Nintendo 64, which was the first console to ever have the actual joystick on the controller. After that, you have the GameCube, which was way in advance in thinking, and every GameCube had a handle on it to take it on the go. It was the first console you could take over to your friend's house and be on the go. After that, you have the Nintendo Wii, the first console to ever introduce the motion control sensors. After that, we have the Wii U, the first console to ever have the tablet-style gamepad. Now we have the Nintendo Switch, the first console to incorporate every single one of those features into one console.
And still, people would rather have a PS4.
I thought that was a cool feature, though. It showed an aspect that Nintendo did first everywhere. And honestly, I mean, much like the D-pad, the multiple buttons, with the shoulder buttons on there, with the joystick. Like them or not, in the past 10 years, the first 20 years of their life in the games was very, very revolutionary. The fact
there's no doubting that.
The fact this incorporates all of that is pretty mind-blowing.
I want to go back and find when the specs for the Wii U came out. And we talked about how this was going to be the future of gaming.
Yeah, but this incorporates all of that.
Because people love tablets, and it's like having a tablet.
But here's the deal with the Wii U. If I was lucky with a good range, I could play Mario Kart on my toilet in my house, right? Mm-hmm. With this, I can play Mario Kart in the toilet in Kroger. Is the difference.
There you go.
And I will.
And probably get arrested.
I mean, it's the idea of having a full...
Hey, remind me never to touch the controllers in your house.
a full current gen system in your pocket. It's blowing my mind. Think about it.
They should call it the Wii Pocket.
Think about it.
The Pocket Wii.
A doctor's appointment for your wife. You could sit in the whatever with playing Skyrim in the waiting room.
If they have Wi-Fi that you have access to.
Yeah. No, it's on the console. The Skyrim needs no Wi-Fi.
I thought but it's an RPG.
Skyrim's a single-player game.
Single player game.
Yeah,
so you could.
Think about it.
Yeah, but you need the multiplayer stuff that you want to play.
Oh, right, yeah. It's same for the 3DS. I mean, all handheld consoles have to have a Wi-Fi of some sort. But as far as a FIFA, a Super Mario video game, a Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, I mean, all those games, no online required.
Just Dance, got a doo-doo.
And so not only that, but they're having a game called, I believe it was 1-2-Switch is the name of the game. Mm-hmm. And that's like their version of a Mario Party or a WarioWare, where it's mini games but using the Joy-Con controllers. We will call them Joy-Cons from here on out. One of those is a quick draw Western game. So I give you one Joy-Con, I have one Joy-Con. We stand apart from each other, and the sensors detect as soon as the sensor goes off, we quick draw from our hip.
Would you be the white hat or the black hat?
White hat.
Really?
Yeah. It's in senses who drew faster, and you rumble. And the Joy-Con controllers have special technology inside, not just rumble effects, my friend, not just the rumble. More than that. There's a simulation of a guy holding a cup of ice. He holds it up, and the controller makes you feel as if you're holding a cup of ice.
No way.
Check it out.
No way. This is such a gimmick.
But this comes out in 6 weeks. I don't think they can lie about it.
Why don't they call this the Nintendo gimmick? Coming soon, just in time for Labor Day.
I want launch day.
Memorial Day.
Because I've got a new job and things are weird with money. But for Christmas, I want the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Well, ask Santa.
That's what I want.
Put it on your list.
A Nintendo
Put
Switch.
it on your Amazon list.
I'll do that. I'm sold. I wasn't sold for the Wii. I wasn't sold for the Wii U. I'm sold for this.
Well, Adam, I just don't think this is for me.
It's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me.
Really, it took almost 4 years to buy my first Wii. It took 2 years to buy my Wii U. But this, I want it now.
6 months.
I want it all. I want it all. Yeah, right there.
And I want it now.
Just look up more. Look up some videos. Look up 1-2 Switch. Look up. It's just the fact you can do all three of those. We can play on the go. You and I both with just the Nintendo Switch. We can play in our living rooms on the TV. We can play by ourselves.
Yeah, but there's games you can download for your iPad where you can play and I can play.
That's lame, and you know it. That's all I have for the Nintendo Switch. One last thing on the news, though. It was about 2 or 3 weeks ago it came out. I just now had the chance to play it. But on the PC, the PS4, and Xbox One, the Resident Evil 7 demo is out.
How is it?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I recommend
I saw you were playing that.
I recommend playing that.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's the
first
new,
person, though, right?
Yeah, we're going first person. What's wrong with that?
I like third person.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I prefer it, honestly.
Really? But it's so much more, to me, it's more immersive in the first person view.
Because even when I play Fallout 4, I toggle back and forth.
Ooh, really?
There's some stuff I do that
I could
it's
never
first
do
person.
third person.
And I go third person.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it, huh? But yeah,
Don't you judge me.
Check out the Resident Evil 7
Oh,
demo.
you're one of those. You're a third-party player.
But for the last time, maybe, that's what I have for gaming news.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Netflix has released their most popular shows by state. This has been a pretty Netflix-heavy show.
It has, yeah.
I guess we love Netflix.
Who doesn't?
So they've released a state-by-state list of their most popular shows. So I'm looking at a map here.
Uh-huh.
You can see I'm looking at a map.
Okay, yeah.
So name a state, and I'll tell you what the most popular show
Let's do
is.
Tennessee.
Daredevil.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do Texas.
Daredevil.
Oh, wow. Alabama.
Alabama is a show called Bloodline.
Weird.
I haven't watched that.
Georgia.
Georgia is Daredevil.
Florida.
Florida is Bloodline.
Maine.
Jessica Jones.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
California.
Out to California, Narcos.
Is Hawaii in there by chance?
Hawaii is Daredevil. No, Hawaii is Marco Polo.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
By the way, the favorite for Washington is with Bob and David, and that is the name of that Netflix show I was trying to think of.
That's funny. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Do another one.
How about Kentucky?
Oh, Kentucky. Orange is the New Black.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I'll do one more. Let's do, how about Oklahoma?
Oklahoma is Daredevil.
Wow. So that's kind of the most popular show, we could say.
Yeah, it looks like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Bloodline are all pretty strong shows across the country. Though Idaho loves Gilmore Girls.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And North Dakota loves Roman Empire, Reign of Blood.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wisconsin, Jessica Jones. Illinois, Jessica Jones. Let's do the states that touch Tennessee. We did Orange is the New Black, Kentucky. North Carolina with Bob and David. South Carolina, Bloodline. Georgia, Daredevil. Alabama, Bloodline. Arkansas, Orange is the New Black. What does Kentucky and Arkansas have in common? Well, they both border Tennessee. No, Orange is the New Black is their favorite show. Mississippi, Last Chance U. I don't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen it's like a football show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's something like a community college, or like it's their last chance at going to the big boys.
That makes sense for Mississippi.
Yeah.
Something called Last Chance U.
Right.
So, yeah, there's your favorite show, state by state.
Yeah, nice.
That's about a show, right?
That was a long one.
Yeah, about an hour.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, the future of Adam and JP. Is it bright? Is it dark?
No one knows.
Is it undecided?
Who knows?
We don't know. Seems like we do this once a year.
It always has to happen. It's a new season.
It is a new season.
Yeah.
This is like the season. We have season arcs, and we don't even know it.
It's true, yeah. It happens.
Last year was like the summer movie special.
Yeah.
It went about half a season.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that.
It was like the flashpoint of our show. We built it up. You thought it was going to be a big deal. It was only like an episode or two.
It's like Civil War II, not one.
Yeah. We're going to explain the behind the scenes of that. Our meeting with, like, what would you say when we looked it up? What was it, like the fourth most powerful person in radio?
Third at the time.
Third most powerful person in American radio.
Mm-hmm. Our face-to-face meeting with him.
We had a meeting with him that we've never talked about.
That was such a weird time.
That was a weird time.
I've never had like a physical pitch.
That was
a pitch.
We pitched our hearts out.
Yeah.
That is a funny story.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to tell that story.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been sitting on that for a while.
We have, yeah.
We'll do that and talk about the future. You ain't got no future, Jack. We'll do all that on the next Adam and JP show.
That will happen.
Check us out online, adamandjp.com.
Facebook.com/AdamandJP and on Instagram and Twitter at AdamandJP.
I'm J. Patrick. That's Adam.
This is the Adam and JP Show.
Face Sealer.
This has been a production of the Adam and JP family of on-demand talk radio.
AdamandJP.com.
Right now.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.